Is a high-profile case following breaking news out of South Carolina. A board has denied parole in a case that really made national headlines. You remember this one. A mother killed her two children in South Carolina. 1994, a jury found Susan Smith, remember that name? From the city of Union there, guilty of rolling her car into a lake with her boys strapped in their car seats inside. Well, Smith called police claiming a black man had kidnapped her children during a carjacking, something she maintained through tears in front of cameras. Remember this moment?
I want to say to my babies that your mama loves you so much, and your daddy, these whole families love you so much.
That was an act. Those were crocodile tears. Eventually, Smith confessed. Prosecutors sought the death penalty, but the judge sentenced her to life in prison. We also have an update here. The children's father speaking during her hearing. So let's go live to CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry. Skyler, we understand that the father of those children spoke. What can you tell me, my friend, about what that father had to say?
Hey, Reed, good to see you as always. Emotional, as you can expect, following the loss of his two boys 30 years ago. David Smith, along with a host of other family members, friends, even the prosecutors who were there during the time of the trial, all speaking, saying that they do not want Susan Smith to be granted parole. Father David Smith coming out to say that she changed his life that night, and it still haunts him to this day. We heard from David's uncle, David's now wife, other children, all saying how the deaths of Michael and Alex, the two boys who were killed that night, ultimately rattled their lives for the last 30 years. We did hear from Susan Smith herself today, who was emotional, saying that she never intended for any of this to happen. She is eligible for parole again in another 2 years, and that is because the way the law was written here in South Carolina back then, the life sentence only was about 30 years, and then they had the opportunity for parole every 2 years thereafter. And so David Smith, who wrapped up his testimony maybe about 5 minutes ago, said that he will be here for the next 2 years, and the next 2 years after that, as long as it takes to keep Susan behind bars.
That's the impact of these crimes on families. They have to keep coming back and reliving this. Skyler Henry, thank you so much for bringing us that breaking news. Once again, the father of the two children that Susan Smith strapped into car seats and then submerged underwater, taking their lives, saying, please no parole, and she didn't get it.